Good morning, brothers, and the occasional sister joining me today in the glass house, doing my morning water. Yesterday I discovered something, or I learnt something about myself I didn't like. I saw something I didn't like. And this is something that most people don't have the luxury, and I say luxury because when you learn something about yourself you don't like, you get a chance to correct it. But the majority of us are not filming ourselves all the time. Like I do a lot of filming and self-filming, particularly when I'm talking and vlogging. And yesterday I was doing a vlog in Mapua about these planter boxes they've put through the township because they're testing where traffic goes and they're trying to work out what's the best way to make it safer and all that stuff. But they just look horrible while they're doing it, and they've been there for so long and they're using up a lot of parking places, and it just sort of seems a bit an odd way about going about it. Anyway, that's not really what the video's about. When I was filming myself, I was filming the planter boxes, and some guy thought that I was filming his car. And he came up to me and he asked a reasonable question. He said, he did interrupt me while I was filming. I actually turned the camera and said to him, "What do you think of the planter boxes?" And he said to me, "Are you filming my car?" And I said, "No, I'm filming the planter boxes." And he said, No, you weren't. You were filming my car." And when he said that the second time, it triggered me. Of course, I was rolling the camera, and then I got up and I said, "No, I was filming the planter boxes and I can show you." And he was like, "All right." And he said to me, "You often have these conversations, don't you?" And I thought about that and I thought, well, no, I don't. That was kind of judgmental on his part, but I replayed the video and I watched myself and I was ready to have a scrap. And that's stupid because he's a bloke and I'm a bloke, and when men fight, it's physical, men get hurt. And let's face it, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I do know how to fight because I used to do a lot of fighting when I was younger, but that's not the point either. Still doesn't mean you're going to win a fight just because you can fight. And I didn't like the way I reacted. I saw something in myself that was like, you know what, I could have handled that a lot better. And then I come home after watching the video and seeing myself acting so aggressive towards a reasonable question someone was asking, and I thought, why am I like that? What the hell is it? And I didn't even know that about myself. I didn't even know that I could be like that. I always thought that I was pretty good with people, but no, there's a side of me that's not pretty, and here I am at 59 years of age, and it's like, fuck. And I sort of felt sorry for that guy, and if you're watching it, mate, sorry I was a bit bloody aggressive. So, the thing is, see, I'm just not an agreeable guy with a lot of things. If something really pushes me, I'll just say what I think. But I still didn't like what I saw. So I come home, made a coffee, which I'm going to do right now. Made a coffee and I pondered. I thought, Clay, you always try to be the best version of yourself. I had this conversation. You're always trying to better yourself and eat better food and do your work and help your community, but still you haven't got it right, have you, mate? All these years. How long does it bloody take to get it right? And why am I like that, more importantly? And I realised what it was, and it comes back to my childhood. It comes back to the simple fact that my brother and I, we grew up in a house that there was a bit of fear involved. Fear. I was fearful of my father. You see, you don't want to instill fear into your children, because what it does, it makes them go one way or the other. And my brother learnt the best way to avoid anything that was going to be violent or disruptive or rock the boat was just to be completely invisible and be agreeable. And that's exactly how he is today. He's passive, he's the absolute opposite of me. If that guy had come up to him, he would have said to that guy, "Oh, look, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't filming your car, bro. I was just filming these planter boxes here. I'm sorry, I wasn't filming your car." That would have been my brother. But instead, I'm like, "No, fuck off. I'm filming the planter boxes now. Piss off. I'm making a video." I didn't say it like that, but that's sort of to illustrate that I was aggressive. So he grew up learning that the best way to avoid any confrontation was to be non-confrontational. Whereas me, I would always challenge my father, and I'd always get the whatever it was that was being dished out, whether it was verbal or something else. So my dad, he was an angry man when we were growing up, and I was fearful of him. I'm very good friends with my dad today. Love him, respect him, but yeah, growing up instilled a lot of fear into me. And I dealt with that by fighting back. And through my whole life, I've fought back. And that's probably why I reacted yesterday, or possibly. Or maybe I'm just an angry bastard. Well, I don't really know why it was, but that's the only thing I could rationale, because it's a reaction. I reacted instead of responding, and I know that. I teach that. I teach young guys that. I'll say to them, hey, you've got to learn to respond rather than react. And here I was reacting. And only because I had a video of myself afterwards did I learn that. Because if somebody had said to me afterwards, geez, you were aggressive to that guy, I would have said, nah. Just told him I was filming the planter boxes. But see my body language? That's how I am. And I don't like it about myself. So there you go, guys and girls. Another thing I learned about me, at the tender age of 59. Maybe by the time I get to 100, maybe then I'll have it right. I don't know. Let's get some coffee beans in here, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it. All I'm going to do is learn from it. Because I've got to live in my own skin, and that's what I'm going to take from this lesson. Another one of life's lessons. Another one of life's hard lessons. Because nobody wants to learn something that's shit about themselves. And that's a hard lesson. But hey, I'm going to evolve, and I'm not going to do that again. Famous last words. That is the advantage in filming yourself. You get to see the truth. The camera doesn't lie. And next time, when I feel someone poking me, poking the bear with a stick, I'm going to take a couple of breaths and go, how's this person seeing the situation, and how could I do better? I'm going to try and do that, because I've got some more information about myself now. You know, we do evolve as we go through life, hopefully, but it's never fun and it's never pleasant, and we don't just wake up one morning and go, today I'm going to become a better bloke, today I'm going to evolve. No, shit happens that you don't like, and it makes you have to think about shit, and then you got to deal with shit. And yeah, I think it's to do with my upbringing, because I've always been a little bit, no, not always been, I am, let me change my words, I am definitely not an agreeable person. I'm unagreeable. I will take, if I think something's not right, I'm not very diplomatic, and I could do that a lot better. And that's just the nature of me. Some people are agreeable, some are not agreeable, and I'm not agreeable, and that's just the way I am. And most of the time it served me well, but sometimes it can get me a lot of trouble. Decaffeinated coffee. And thank you, Chloe, from Swart Cafe in Australia. Chloe keeps me in coffee. She sends me coffee. How cool is that, eh? One of my patrons, who's just such a frigging awesome person. And everybody that comes to the old farmhouse, they get the choice. They can have the 2 seasons, which quite frankly is probably the best coffee on the planet. That's a normal caffeine-based coffee. There's a nice industrial beans one, which is also a very good one. And the one I'm having this morning is this one here, which is actually a decaf. I used to have atrial fibrillation, paroxysmal atrial fibrillation, which is part of the fucked up heart I developed through heart disease, and I actually haven't had that for 6 months now. And the thing with paroxysmal atrial fibrillation, it's just that it comes and it goes. So far it's gone, it hasn't come back. It may not ever come back, since I've made some radical changes, and one of them is taking caffeine out of my diet, and also increasing the magnesium I'm having. So if you do have AFib, there's different types of it. You can have it in the atrium, you can have it in the ventricle. I have it in the atrium, and it's no longer. So there's a wee tip for you, and of course eating lots of this shit to give that vasodilation, that nitric oxide every day. Not much fun, but hey, it's not much fun having atrial fibrillation and dying of a heart attack either. Broccoli stalks, gourmet tomatoes, asparagus florets, got a couple of cups of curly kale, natto beans for natto carnes, because this morning I feel like a bit of a protein hit with my breakfast. Normally I'd have rolled oats and some nuts and seeds and berries, but I just today feel like something a bit more nutritional. Give me that get on with the day. So why even make a video about something about myself that's a bit shitty and it's not nice. Why even do that? Why expose myself for having a weakness or was it a weakness? For being imperfect. Well, the Brocheck Club is a channel for you guys, you brothers, to become better yourself, to overcome your challenges, the monsters that lurk in your brain, the chattering monkey that you can't turn off maybe, the troubles that you battle, maybe the feelings of also being inadequate, as I felt inadequate when I was obviously losing my cool a bit and wanting to be aggressive towards somebody. So why should I make that public and expose that part of myself, which isn't great? So you guys that are watching this can also take a deep, hard look at yourself occasionally and do the same. Because if I'm going to make a video, I'm going to make a YouTube channel that's going to get you coming to it and you giving your time, then I've got to give something back. In this case, it's giving something back I don't particularly want to give, because it doesn't do me any favours, but it may just help you, and that's what the Brocheck Club's about. It may just give you the resource to go, well, hold on a minute, what am I like in that situation? And what if I had a camera on me all the time and I played it back, how would I look? And how would I react? And you might be someone that would say, hey, I'd be completely agreeable, I wouldn't be disagreeable. And that might be you. Or you might just be like me and someone who flies off the handle a bit. And we don't want that. Because if we do that to a complete stranger, we'll also do it to people we love. And probably more likely to do it to people we love because we're less unsure or less unaware how we've become. And I've seen this myself with my children. I've seen myself, what's the word I'm trying to find? Close my kids down. They've gone to say something, just hold on, listen to me, and not let them speak. I've seen myself do it, and I've seen myself do it on film, and I haven't liked it, and I've corrected it. And I have a great relationship with my children today because I've corrected it. I've validated all the wrongs and things I've done because I don't want my kids to grow up like I grew up with fear. I want them to grow up with love. And everything we do either comes from love or fear. And where does it come from? Well, most of the time I think it comes from when we're raised and we're small. That's what I think. So I've been an imperfect father, but I'm a good father, if that makes any sense. I've made mistakes, but I've also fixed them up. And I've validated the times I have closed my children down and have shut them down and lost my cool. Well, I haven't been a father that's hit his kids or anything like that, but I've definitely gone off verbally, and that's just as bad in some sense. So that's what you can take from this video. Right, I've actually, it's going to burn if I don't pop that up. I put some, I don't eat a lot of toast and bread, but I do eat homemade bread I make myself, and occasionally I buy the sourdough stuff, which is bloody hot in the toaster. So here's a wee thing. Bread, for the best part, has no nutritional value. In fact, it can be bad for you if you have too much. But if you get a wholemeal bread that's sourdough, then the way they make it is it actually breaks down the gluten in it to a degree. And then if you put your bread in the freezer, that brings it down even more on the glycemic index. And then if you toast it, that brings it down even more on the glycemic index, so you don't get that insulin spike. So it's not too bad. And then of course you've got the whole seeds and grains, which this one has, which are good for you. They've got a lot of goodness, but you want to make sure that the ultimate way is to make it yourself, because then you can grind it in a mill. And that's the German mill there, which doesn't belong to me. I borrow that, and that is my mixer for mixing my bread. Because when you have bread normally, and you buy it even, the flour sits for a long time in the bread and it oxidates, and you don't get the actual, a lot of the goodness. It goes out, and then they have to re-add it as synthetically, which isn't great. So if you don't grind on the day, you get the goodness, particularly omega-3s from the nuts and the seeds. It looks like cheese and it tastes like cheese, but in fact it's made out of bean and dill and lemon. Thank you, Hillary. Hillary made this for me. Yum. And that's more protein right there in the bean. Delicious. Coffee's still percolating nicely. And that looks like it's going to be good chomping and chewing. Oh, that smells really good. Black coffee gets me every time. Never get sick of it. Mmm. Oh, that coffee is so good. Hot. Right, going to tear into my breakfast. You brothers have a great day. Go steady, check on a brother. And if you find out something about yourself you don't like, learn from it. Remember, the Bro Chick Club channel is a channel for us brothers to share. That means in the comment section below, or if you want to make a video that you think is going to really help a brother and be engaging, then I will consider putting it on the channel. It's a place we don't shame each other, we don't humiliate each other. It's a safe space just to talk man talk, and hopefully we can all become better men by also revealing our sides that aren't so attractive sometimes, like I have done today in this video. I don't enjoy making these videos like this, but hopefully it helps you. And hopefully the next one's a bit more positive. Okay, brothers, I'm going to turn to this breakfast and move forward. Move forward with the day. Remember, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yesterday I took a step back, today I'm 2 steps forward. We'll see you in the next Bro Chick Club video. Right, breakfast. See you later.